Hey guys, in the season premiere, Arya Stark wore Walder's face to set up a huge meeting that attended all important Freys and killed every last one of them with a poison. After departing from the twins, Arya comes across a small convoy of the Lannister soldiers who were sent to keep the peace in the Riverlands, one of which gains her attention with a song. For all of you that didn't read the books, a song that was sang by Ed Sheeran, who appeared in cameo as a Lannister soldier, is actually made by a singer named Simon Silvertongue. In the book, Simon finds out that Tyrion and Shae are lovers and attempts to blackmail Tyrion, threatening that he will reveal the truth to Cersei and Tywin. Simon even wrote already mentioned song Hands of Gold about those two lovers. While Tyrion was willing to pay Simon a large amount of money to keep his mouth shut, Simon demanded more and more, which eventually resulted with Tyrion ordering Simon's death, which Bran carried out. However, as I was saying, Arya came across a small convoy of Lannister soldiers and agreed upon request to join them at their fire, whereupon she also accepted their offer of food and drinks. As Arya was engaging in small talk with them, at some point she revealed that she is heading for King's Landing and is planning on killing Queen Cersei, which was taken as a joke by Lannister soldiers, unaware that this is her true intention. As soon as season premiere ended, many fans have been wondering if Arya will truly go to King's Landing rather than home to Winterfell. Many fans have been wondering whether or not Arya will kill Cersei in the following episodes. Let me firstly say that it should not be surprising that Arya is heading south rather than north, even though she told to Jaqen H'ghar herself that she is heading home.
A girl is Arya Stark of Winterfell, and I'm going home.
Arya is unaware that her siblings retook Winterfell, and therefore, as I already said, Arya heading south to take off another name from her kill list is not surprising. However, this might change in the very upcoming episode, as I believe Arya will learn of everything, which has actually kind of been confirmed by HBO itself. Recently, HBO has officially released a batch of photos from the second episode titled Stormborn, and it has revealed Arya's next stop on her journey to the capital, which is the Inn at the Crossroads. If you're wondering how am I so sure that Arya is that popular stop for travelers on the King's Road in this particular photo, well, beside the fact that it lies at the meeting point of major roads which runs north-south and east-west, but most importantly runs to King's Landing. Also, if you take a look on the previous scenes that included the inn, it's definitely safe to say that Arya Stark's location in this photo is the inn. While the inn lies at the meeting point of multiple roads which runs to multiple locations, in my opinion Arya Stark in this photo is leaving the inn for Winterfell rather than for King's Landing. I know that this might sound surprising at first, since Arya said herself in previous episode that she is heading to the capital to kill the queen, but give me a few moments to explain my thoughts. Now that we know that Arya will stop at the inn on her way south, it's also easy to assume that she will have a reunion with her old friend Hot Pie who works over there. However, once Hot Pie and Arya reunite, there's a high possibility that their conversation will reveal something to Arya which would lead her to go home instead of King's Landing. There's a high possibility that Hot Pie will reveal to her that her siblings retook Winterfell and that Jon Snow is being proclaimed as the king in the north, which would most certainly result with Arya heading home. You're most likely wondering how would Hot Pie know such thing, while it's actually pretty simple. Hot Pie is working at the Crossroads Inn, a popular stop for travelers on the King's Road, which is being visited by dozens or even hundreds of people on a daily basis, from ordinary people to the knights, and make no mistake, there have certainly been floating around a few words regarding the fall of House Bolton and the rise of House Stark. While there's a high possibility that a reunion between Arya and Hot Pie will result with Arya's decision to finally go home and reunite with her siblings, there's one more possibility that would probably result with the same outcome. As I said in breakdown of the official preview for the second episode, Arya will also reunite with her direwolf Nymeria. While I said that Arya's direwolf will most likely reunite with Arya by saving her life, there's also a high possibility that this same reunion will lead to the full Stark reunion. Once Arya Stark finds out that her family retook Winterfell, whether it will be from her friend Hot Pie or someone else, it's definitely not out of the realm of possibilities that Arya might still want to go to the capital and kill the queen, as she probably sees Cersei as a huge threat for her family. A reunion with her direwolf, on the other hand, might change her intentions. Upon reuniting with Nymeria, who is probably the leader of a pack as she is in the books, Arya might realize that she has to reunite with her family, with the pack, rather than being on her own, rather than being the lone wolf, in order to survive and in order to protect her family. To sum it up, upon reuniting with Hot Pie and Nymeria, Arya will most likely find out that her siblings retook Winterfell, while she also might figure out that the lone wolf dies, but the pack survives. Therefore, both of these reunions that Arya will have in the following episode will result with her changing her route and heading north to Winterfell rather than south to King's Landing. We can expect to see a full House Stark reunion very soon, and this same reunion will not end up well for Littlefinger, who will try to manipulate the Stark sisters into fighting each other, but will eventually get manipulated himself by Sansa and killed by Arya. In this video I will provide an answer on a very common question after the season premiere, which is, what did the Hound see in the flames? In the season premiere, we find Brotherhood without banners accompanied with Sandor Clegane heading north through the Riverlands. They come across a farm at which Sandor recognizes it as the farm he and Arya stayed a few years earlier, and later discovers that bow he called Bay of Seals. Eastwatch is one of only 3 main castles left on the wall, along with Castle Black and the Shadow Tower. Earlier in the season premiere, Jon sends Tormund and the Wildlings to fortify the same castle, as it is the castle closest to Hardhome where the Night's King was last seen. Taking into account that not only did Sandor saw Eastwatch in a vision, but Jon Snow also sent the surviving Free Folk warriors to man the same castle, it's easy to assume that this castle will play an important role in the upcoming battle between the living and the dead. Part of a vision in which the Hound sees a mountain that looks like an arrowhead might be referring to several different things, but it's most likely foreshadowing the upcoming battle that might take place on that same mountain. HBO's official Game of Thrones Season 7 premiere recap has revealed that there is a line of dialogue from Sandor's vision which was cut from the final edit of the episode. There's one sentence they decided not to place in the final edit, and it says, "The waves are frozen." This sentence might indicate how exactly the dead are marching past, so perhaps it was cut from the actual episode to avoid giving away too much. If the Night King truly is able to freeze the ocean near Eastwatch by the sea, then he and his army would be able to just walk around the wall and invade the Seven Kingdoms. If the Night King is able to do so, then the whole purpose of the Wall and the Night's Watch doesn't make sense, as it would not be able to protect the Seven Kingdoms from threats beyond their northern border. While I highly doubt the Night King is able to freeze the seas, I also would not be very surprised if he is able to do so, as it might have been foreshadowed back in the second season.
After the long summer, darkness will fall heavy on the world. Stars will bleed.
We need to stop her.
The cold breath of winter will freeze the seas,
Not now.
and the dead shall rise in the north.
As you can hear in the Season 2 premiere, Melisandre said a line that seems to be fitting perfectly with Sandor's line that was cut from the actual episode. Melisandre said, "The cold breath of winter will freeze the seas." Melisandre perhaps foreshadowed how exactly will the Night King invade the Seven Kingdoms, while Sandor's line that was cut from the final edit, on the other hand, was either considered as a huge spoiler or just another unnecessary line. And as always, let me know your opinion about all of this in the comment section down below. I'm curious what your thoughts are about Arya Stark and her reunion in the following episode, as well as about the Hound and his vision. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to subscribe to our channel, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.